Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today, this is the second of three that's supposed to come out today. I don't know if I'll be able to get through all of them because this might take a long time. So that being said, I might even cut it short after 5 years. But basically, we are going to simulate into time. We're going to follow and, look at all of the careers of Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Bijan Robinson, all the rookies, offense and defense from this year. See how they're doing in the next decade or so, 5 years, whatever it may be. Let's hop right into it. Let's follow these young careers. I'm using the Panthers here, and it's very disrespectful. They gave Bryce Young a 74 overall. But let's go ahead and check on, popular rookies around the league and take a little look-see here at what we're dealing with. They did CJ Stroud pretty nasty too with the 73 as well. So it's kind of killer. Will Levi's, I know it's Levis, we might see him play at some point in this, but I'm not 100% sure. Guys like Roshan Johnson down here, who's actually a 70 overall. Oh, 86 speed. That's rough for him. I don't know. He might not do well in simulation. And we obviously have receivers like Rashee. Oh, that's not Rashee Rice. Like Rashee Rice down here, and then maybe even Justin Ross. I mean, he was a rookie last year, but maybe we can see how he does over the chance if we can keep up with what's his face that I just mentioned. But Anthony Richardson here. This is a fun team. Got a few rookies. I was actually looking forward to seeing how Josh Downs does this upcoming season. So that should be quite fun. Alec Pierce was a rookie last year. One of my favorite prospects from last year's draft. Guys like Will Mallory probably won't get featured in this, but I just remembered that they drafted a rookie tight end and wanted to see if I remembered who. Didn't. Will Mallory's on this team. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we have guys like Bijan Robinson, who should be electric and really fun to watch as time goes on. Yeah, he should be quite a beast. I know Tyler Algier, poor guy, but you just can't pass up Bijan. So all that being said, let's hop right into it. Let's start simulating. But first, I do want to highlight this Detroit Lions team, as I might keep eyes on a little bit more than others with starting tight end. Okay, that's not a thing. Sam Laporta, which is unfortunate. Robert Tonyan's here, but they also have guys like middle linebacker Jack Campbell here at only a 75 overall. I do remember them drafting. What did they get? I thought they drafted someone on the D line. It doesn't look like it, but I do remember James Houston popping off starter last year for him for the last half of the season. Did really well, and maybe Hendon Hooker can step in and get some play at some point in this simulation as well. And we start the simulation. I have everything on auto, so let's hop right into mid-season and see where these guys' stats are at mid-season and see how they're doing at mid-season. And the first thing I see after we're done simulating to the mid-season point is Carolina and Bryce Young start 4-2. What a time. And look at that, the passing leaders. I like this new layout here you got in news, and then you could look over. Matthew Stafford's actually leading the league here in passing yards. Mac Jones doing a great job in his slot too. Good for him. Bryce Young starting off the season 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns with 4 interceptions. Doesn't look incredible receiving. Let's see if our guy's getting any love at all. No. Jonathan Mingo might be an upcoming guy though, so we'll have to keep an eye out for him. Defensive wise though, I don't think that there is one rookie that's going to get featured more than others. Jamie Robinson's here, but I was actually looking for, where is he? There's an Oregon guy that, here he is, DJ Johnson. Yeah, Oregon guy. I think he's like 24 years old, older rookie. And then shout out to John Pinacini. Tight end Michael Mayer starting off the season quite good. We'll see how he ends his season. It could be good. Anybody? Why is Chase Claypool here? That's kind of insane. Zach Evans getting some work as well. Let's see what he's like rushing. He has 3 yards a carry. Pretty ass. Rookie Zay Flowers, 31 receptions, 300 yards and 2 touchdowns just at the mid-season point. It's really good. I think what we'll actually do here is just go to NFL and then just go down each category looking for rookies. I think that's kind of one of the better ways to do it. Anthony Richardson starting off not so bad, but not so hot either. 1,400, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Not great. Almost 70% completion percentage is good though. Keep going down here. You could call Jordan Love a rookie if you want, but not really considering him here at this point. CJ Stroud doing his thing, accurate, yards per game 200, 9 touchdowns. Nothing incredibly special. And Hendon Hooker actually getting some snaps here. Looks like he played 1 game and went 20 of 32, a touchdown and an interception, so good start to his young career. And it looks like Bijan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth in the league so far in rushing at 533. There is a pretty significant gap between him and the next best guy, and 4.2 per carry is amazing with a touchdown. Probably want a little bit more than just one here. Devon Achane here, actually Dolphins rookie. I think he was like a third round pick, really undersized, but a great athlete. 104 carries, 391, and almost 4 per carry. If he can get that up by the end of the season, he should be looking very solid. But we'll keep looking around here for some of the younger players. We already mentioned Zach Evans a little earlier. Tyjae Spears, who might step up into a big role as soon as next year. Look at how thick this guy's neck is, though. Like, what is that? Is that like a tumor on the right side? Like, that man, I don't know. He needs to get out of the gym. And Tank Bigsby, a fan favorite name, 147. Might not get too much work behind ETN. And Anthony Richardson actually has quite solid rushing numbers. Let's go to receiving. And we actually highlighted this guy earlier. Rashee Rice seems to be, I think he was the first one that popped up that I've seen a rookie. So pretty far down the board, all things considered. But Rashee Rice killing it, leading the rookies in receiving yards. You have to go quite a ways down again to find the next best guy, which is actually Jordan Addison, with no touchdowns on the season though. Zay Flowers just around here as well. I'm sure we'll start seeing a little bit more. Tank Dell getting featured in that offense is quite fun. He looked really good in the preseason. And Packers, Jaden Reed. I don't think we'll go down any further because this is very deep already, and we're only down to, you know, guys getting 200 yards. 2 touchdowns for him though. Average yards a game isn't horrible either. So yeah, I mean, looking really good actually. So we've got some early ones to watch out for, but years 3 through 4 might be like the best years for these guys that we might have to watch out for, you know, stats exploding. And Aaron Donald, by the way, holy shit, 13.5 sacks in the first half of the season is insane. Keep going down, and yeah, no one really holding a spot here in the top sack leaders at the beginning or the middle of the year. So we'll head to the end of the year, check how everyone's doing, see if any rookies are making playoffs, anything major like that. And speaking of, the Carolina Panthers finished the season 9-8 with Bryce Young and make it on into the playoffs. And it looks like Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts did as well. So we'll take a little look at that after we look at these season stats. For your guy, Bryce Young, little dumbed down, 3,800 yards pretty much, 25 to 11 INTs. Solid, not great. I like the realism of these numbers, though. It's really nice instead of, you know, having these guys go off first season. Mingo ended the season with just 12 yards anyways, so unfortunate for him, but let's go look around the league. And all things considered, Bryce Young led the rookies in yards, actually beating to Jalen Hurts, and you know, Ritter's still getting quite a bit there. But we'll keep going down. CJ Stroud's next up at 35, nearly 3,600. You know, Anthony Richardson here with 3,300. A lot of interceptions, but like I said, I really like the realism of these numbers. It's quite refreshing, other than last year when we had quite a few. And Hendon Hooker actually, you know, finished the season the same way we saw mid-season. Check out some rushing yards. I know Bijan's going to be close to the top here at 1,400 yards immediately. He's so fun, man. Only 9 touchdowns, though. Lack of that. Next best guy down here is Devon Achane getting 900 yards, and I'm sure if we go down just a little bit more, we'll find the other guys, you know, guys like Jahmyr Gibbs who have 500 on the ground, probably a lot more through the air. Tyjae Spears finished the season quite well. Anthony Richardson rushing wasn't horrible at all by any means. And like, is he actually got some at 3.5 yards per carry? That's actually not bad at all. And the top rookie receiver here was actually Jordan Addison. And then down the board, we've got, you know, a few other guys. Like, none of these guys are really having an instant impact. Rashee Rice, Tank Dell finishes back-to-back with 863 and 846. So good numbers from them. Jaden Reed finished with almost 830 yards. So really good for him. Looks like he's starting to work out in that system. Jackson Smith and Jigba, smaller sample size with guys like Tyler Lockett still there. And maybe Noah Fant was targeted a little bit more. So unfortunate for him, but he's still getting numbers at least. He should have a little bit upgrades here. And Josh Downs, nearly 700 yards. So good to check in on some of these guys. And I'm not really sure where a guy like Michael Mayer might have finished in yards. Just around 600 as well. So not bad. You can keep going down, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it. And Aaron Donald, damn. 24.5 there. You keep going down the line, you can find some of these guys. Can we find a rookie that had more than 5 though? that's the question. We're getting down there. Doesn't look like we will find any. Osa is the last person, so no rookie edge rusher really 100% popped off, if you will. INTs, we can look, see if anyone surprising came out of nowhere. If I had to guess, probably not. The rookie Devin Witherspoon had 3, something to highlight, maybe 4 TFLs, physical corner. He's like the 3rd overall, 4th overall, 5th overall pick, somewhere in there. Can't even remember anymore, but he looks like he's like the only one really featured in that. And guys to look out for here in the playoffs, probably Anthony Richardson and the Colts up there against the Chiefs. And then, you know, guys like Jaden Reed in the matchup behind my face cam, which unfortunately you guys cannot see. Guys like Bryce Young in here. Tyjae Spears is the starting running, or I guess one of the starting running backs, second running back there on the Titans that probably gets utilized quite a bit. Zay Flowers for the Baltimore Ravens. You know, you can kind of sniff some of these guys out, but some of the big ones here is definitely Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young, both making the playoffs. Let's see if any of them can make the play, or they already made the playoffs. Let's see if anyone can make the Super Bowl. 2023 season recap. None of our guys really made the playoffs, so there's that. But we'll look at offensive rookie of the year as Bijan and defensive rookie of the year as Devon Witherspoon. Fortunately, that is hidden behind my good old spectacular face cam here. Just give me a second there you go, you guys can see it now. And rookie quarterback, I guess now second-year quarterback Bryce Young is now up to an 80 overall. Let's go check on some of the overalls of notable rookies. One guy that's gonna be really interesting throughout the process, or I guess this video, is gonna be Zay Flowers. He actually is insane, so already up to an 80 overall at 23 years old. I don't know, we might have something there with him. But Jackson Smith-Njigba, superstar development, 84 overall. That is also one to look at here. We'll go ahead and look at the quarterback for the Texans here. CJ Stroud looks like he's just around the same area as the other guy. Tank Dell is here to help, and John Mechie, basically a rookie, if you will, this last season in the simulation. And then Amari Cooper is now here to help out young quarterback, whatever his face is. And is Derrick Henry gone? He is not, but Tyjae Spears has more competition with AJ Dillon even showing up. Unfortunate for him. Receiving Jordan Addison up to an 80 overall. So like I said, this year we should expect a little bit more involvement from some of these guys. Roschon Johnson looks like they drafted another running back in front of him, so Roschon might not even be featured. But Chase Brown, where is he looking? That's a little rough. And by the way, Paris Johnson's up to an 80 overall. Just checking up on a tackle. And Quentin Johnston, someone we didn't really watch in that first one, didn't look like he did a whole lot anyways, so that's fine. At a 77 overall, he might be falling behind a little bit, but you know who isn't? Rashee Rice with superstar freaking development. I love that. I love that. Rashee Rice probably should have more speed than 80 and way more acceleration than that. This guy can get up and go immediately. Yeah, that's a little interesting in my opinion with those ratings. Anthony Richardson stays at around a 75. Not the best first season. Maybe he can continue to develop during this video, but we'll check on Devon Achane as well, who is going to be the main running back here at 81 overall. At 95 speed, 94 excel, so he's got a little bit of work to do here. I'm trying to think who we got to look at. It's gonna be Bijan Robinson, who doesn't have X Factor, which I thought for sure he would, but 88 overall. And someone else I actually forgot about doing this. That is kind of crazy on my part that I'm gonna go check out right now. If you guys don't know who I'm going to right now, it's gonna be tough to see if we can find him. Left end, is he? Yeah. Will Anderson also didn't get superstar X Factor, but 84 overall. What did he do in his first year? I don't really know. He actually went for 4.5 sacks. You know, 18 TFLs is amazing. So Will Anderson, who actually looked a little fat in that, the face shot that they used of him, a little unfortunate there. Dylan Horton also one of the guys that we can watch during this video if he ever gets over, you know, into a good situation. But other than that, I think that we pretty much packered everything. We pretty much looked out for everything. And I'll check Jaden Reed real quick, who is the second highest rating here. And Samori Toure, I would love to see him get involved. Dontavian Wicks, another great pass blocker, run blocker. And I actually like Grant Dubose as well. So good receiving core, good young one. See if a few more breakouts can happen this year. You guys don't know I'm a fan of the Packers, so I'll be keeping an eye on Jaden Reed. And I ended up skipping all the midseason bullshit, if you will. Panthers missed the playoffs at 8 and 9, so a little unfortunate. Rashee Rice on the Chiefs might have a little go at it. Anthony Richardson and the Colts make it again. Devon Achane and Zay Flowers. That's a nice matchup there. Just under me, Bijan Robinson. You guys can see the top of the Falcons logo and not the Buccaneers logo. nobody really on the Bears or Niners that we have to deal with. Jackson Smith and Jigba, if he stepped into a bigger role, maybe Tyler Lockett retired or something like that. Maybe. I also wanted to see how Deuce Vaughn was doing. He might actually be rated well in Madden, but we'll go around the league, see what's up, see who's doing well. Leading the league in passing yards is Patrick Mahomes, then goes Dak Prescott. You know, we got the typical guys other than Mac Jones. He popped off again. Anthony Richardson taking a step up. I think he had less interceptions last year, but 18 this year, 29 touchdowns, almost 4,000 yards is good. Keep going down. Bryce Young's here. He did fine. He's not incredible. Caleb Williams is in the draft class. I think I accidentally loaded up that draft class, so my bad. I wanted to see if there was any good ones out, and you guys will get Drake May in here as well, who's a giant now. That's insane. CJ Stroud, 3,500 yards. That might mess up the video. I'm not gonna lie with that. Will Levis, first year starting, 3,200 yards. Not bad. Oh my lord, that's crazy. That interception ratio right there is not good. About 2 interceptions for every 3 touchdowns, so not bueno. Quint Ewers is in here as well, so yeah, that's my bad, guys. I'm sorry, but we can watch them. I guess that might add some fun to it. Some first rounders from last year. Bijan stepped off a little bit. I mean, just a few yards. It's nothing crazy, nothing to go running around about. But Devon Achane, almost 1,000, just 1 yard. That's gotta hurt. 3.7 per carry is not bad. Only 4 touchdowns is pretty bad though. Amir Gibbs up to 756 with 11 touchdowns. Look at the receivers. I'm expecting a lot more than last year from this this little group here. And Rashee Rice excels, over 1,000 yards, 1,100. And we'll keep going down. Jaden Reed, same thing, just around 1,000 as well. Really good stuff from him. Keep going down. Jackson Smith and Jigba just under 1,000, looking for a little bit. 11 touchdowns is quite great. Keep going down, looking for guys like, you know, Ravens, Zay Flowers. I'm starting to lose it, man. Josh Downs got a lot. What happened to Zay Flowers? Did he get hurt or something? Jonathan Mingo stepped up into a role, and Jordan Addison still pretty lackluster. Quinn Johnson, Tank Dell back to each other. I am a fan of Rashid Shaheed, by the way. Watch out for him on the Saints this upcoming year in real life, by the way. I'm gonna go look for the Baltimore Ravens. So yeah, Zay Flowers, 50 catches, you know, 640 yards to 4 touchdowns. Took a big step back. I don't know. That's a little strange to me. Let's go back to checking in with the rest of the NFL. And middle linebacker Drew Sanders is doing work for the Broncos. Top 10 in the league in tackles. Michael Walker actually got cut from the Falcons, by the way. So Drew Sanders might be just around that 7th place, beating out guys like Juwan Bentley, Fred Warner, Diallo, Ernest Jones in tackles. So good for him. I'm not really seeing anybody else here that you'd expect at this point. Probably guys like Campbell and whatnot. So we'll look around here, see if we can find any rookies. I don't think there'll be any that quite lead the league yet. BJ Ojulari, one to note, at 14 TFLs and 11 sacks. He's pretty much the only, you know, notable name through here. At the top of the board for sacks here, I'm sure we won't really find much. Baron Browning excelling, by the way, on the other side of BJ Ojulari, and perhaps playing above BJ Ojulari. And Hutchinson doing really well in his 3rd year in the league. See, here's BJ at 11, so he seems to be the best edge rusher right now. He's probably the most fundamentally sound edge rusher coming out of college. Picked in that tail end of that 1st round, or just the beginning of the 2nd. I forgot. I think he was a 2nd round pick. I think he fell a little bit more than I thought he would. Let's go see if anyone can win the Super Bowl, though. No one important. I think the Niners won the Super Bowl against the Bills. Really got nothing to look forward to except next year. Going through right now, I just started the other season, but ear infection limiting Hawkinson's participation in Vikings. That's got to be rough. Also, rest in peace to Alex Collins. Breaking news, heartbreaking news as well. So unfortunate for him. That sucks. It was a motorcycle crash from what I'm hearing, so sucks for him. Sucks for his family, everything like that. It's a bummer situation, but we move. Headed into I'm just gonna sim ahead across this whole season, and we'll check everything. Okay, let's go 8 and 9 again. Rough. Let's see what we get here in the playoffs. Do we get rookie on rookie matchups? I would really want to see. So Rashee Rice again. Zay Flowers actually though at number 2. Quentin Johnston in that number 6 spot. Tyjae Spears perhaps being featured at this point for the Titans as the main back. Jordan Addison, you guys can see the top of the Vikings. That's against the Eagles. Bijan and BJ Ojulari, I guess, is one to look at. And Commanders really didn't have too memorable of a draft, so I can't really like think of anyone that played for them or rookie for them. Wow, big drop off here from everything. We've got 3 back to back. Anthony Richardson, who's holding down on the INTs but also on the touchdowns. Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young, and Will Levis. I know it's Levis, all right, I know, but it's just funnier when I say Levi's, so let that happen. Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young was inefficient. I mean, we are losing everything here, and we don't really got much to write home about. I will look for CJ Stroud though, as he was not anywhere that I found. It's like Tua might actually be a quarterback for them, so I'm gonna go check that little situation out. Yeah, so they just simply signed on Tua just to, you know, just be, how many overalls better here? Probably 7, maybe 5. Like, it's hard to believe that you think Madden's gonna change every year, but they don't. Still just doing bullshit. Yep, so 5 overalls better. CJ Stroud's clearly just gonna be the franchise quarterback, and boom, they signed to Tagovailoa. Love that for them. And Bijan's falling down again, another about 100 yards. So Bijan down again, still averaging a lot per carry, and no one up here that's really worth noting at the top. Devon Achane stepping into elite territory with 1,100 yards. 7 touchdowns isn't amazing. You obviously want to see a little bit more. We keep going down. Jameer's only getting better. You can keep on going down. We'll find some rookies on the way down. Tank Bigsby starting to feature a little bit more at 600 with 7 touchdowns. Receiving wise, I'm expecting bigger things, except Zay Jones led the NFL in the Cooper Cup role, so everything still seems pretty playbook based, if you will. Keep going down. Rashee Rice is one of the leaders in receiving all season long at 1,300 with 9 touchdowns. So he's becoming one of the premier receivers in this league. We're looking at superstar development, and I know 88 yards, 88 overall. Still not quite the speed you want. Catching traffic, short route, medium route. He looks crazy good. Yeah, I want him on my team. All right, that guy looks pretty good. We'll keep going down the board here to try to find another rookie, but don't hold your breath, as Jordan Addison looks like the next best guy with 992. Jaden Reed I saw just down here at 970. Yeah, I mean, not really. Oh, Marvin Mims, was it? Let's go. Marvin Mims was one of my favorite guys coming out of the draft. Literally, you guys can go back and watch any of those. Jackson Smith and Jigba not doing so well. Quentin Johnston here at 822. Zay Flowers not really being featured as much as I had hoped at this point in time. You keep going down the board. You can try to find anyone you want. Josh Downs is here. No one else really worth notice or mentioning, if you will. Drew Sanders second in the league in tackles with 145, only 2 off the lead, so good for him. I don't even know why I'm looking here. Diane Henley has quite a few as well. We'll look for TFLs, see if any rookies want to come out here and show the big guys up. It is Lucas Van Ness who's coming out here. He's been a good run stopper here in the simulation. BJ Ojolari stepped down from last season with 11 TFLs and 7 sacks. Let's see if anybody came up here to show them what's up. We'll see if any rookies came in here and dominated. BJ Ojolari was the best one. So no, they did not. Ryan Brzee, someone we want to keep an eye out on if you want. 10 TFLs, 4 sacks, so good for him. Yeah, really not awesome. The only thing worth noting is Patrick Mahomes and Rashee Rice end up winning that Super Bowl. So Chiefs win against the Giants. We'll head to next season. I think with 2 more seasons, follow them up, and then see these like 5th and whatever your options maybe get declined, accepted, whatever it may be. We'll head in, do like 2 more seasons, like I said. Should be quite fun, but so far this class looking pretty much like a buzz. Just so you guys get a perspective on how long these things take, it's 40 minutes, and if I'm still trying to pump out 1 video, oh hey, look at that, my video's done processing. Anyways, if you guys want to see another video after this, I'm gonna put out 3 videos today. I'm expecting to do another one, so takes a little bit longer than you'd think. So 40 minutes into the recording, I don't know how long it would be for your guys' cut, but it just takes a while to do these things. And Carolina make it back into the playoffs, going 10-7, 2 wins better than last season. Joe Burrow led the league in yards, by the way, so that's cool. And Bryce Young, the first rookie here on the, or I keep saying rookie, this is their 4th years, but Bryce Young, you know, doing his thing, 26-8, 3,700 yards. Anthony Richardson not far behind, but still keeping his interceptions up for sure. Little unfortunate. We see Quinn Ewers there. Will Levis. I was gonna say Levi's and I switched to Levis and it came out zesty as hell. So 1 interception and 25 touchdowns on 3,300 yards. What a season from him. And we will still see no CJ Stroud, as I don't know where the hell he is if Kyle Trask is playing over him, if Tua gets hurt or something. This is nuts, man. That's crazy to me. Clayton Tune, also someone from our draft class, working out there for, I couldn't even remember the team if I told you. Bijan Robinson takes a huge step up, almost 6 yards per carry, and Josh Jacobs on almost 7 with 19 touchdowns. Only 6 for Bijan, but 1,600 yards and some. It's not bad at all. Saquon is kicking it with the Cardinals now. Insane. A little different than what I'm used to seeing. Devon A-Chain just over 1,000 yards again. Can we get anybody else in here over 1,000? Doesn't look like it. I have to scroll down a little bit to find Jameer at 822. You know, you can keep going down. Evan Hull, actually someone from our draft class, so that's interesting. Still nothing big at all from our class in the receiving sector. Jackson Smith and Jigba seems to be the best with still under 1,000 yards. So not really sure where Rashee Rice went, but Jonathan Mingo taking a step up, 960 for now. Marvin Mims back up here. Traylon Burks was close to us, but that's not quite the same draft class. Jordan Addison here as well. Josh Downs, Quentin Johnston. We're starting to get to our guys' territory, which is so weird, which Rashee Rice is taking a major step down. Still average quite a bit per catch, but just on 57, so low sample size for him. We can keep going down. We can look for these guys all day, but it's not really worth if they don't even make an impact on their own team. So a little unfortunate here, as we are seeing some of these players not really work out. I'm not seeing a big Zay Flowers impact like I was predicting. Jack Campbell, Diane Henley, and I'm looking for the other guy that we saw, the one for the Drew Sanders, one of my other favorites from our draft class. Will Anderson, 24 TFLs. Really good for him. Only 6.5 sacks to counter that, though, isn't the best. And BJ Ojolari, 7 sacks. It's okay. And we can't really keep up with DBs here, but Dan Henley actually might have a good chance at, not defensive player of the year, but like a really good season, maybe a dev trade upgrade. Dan Henley, pretty good. And Christian Gonzalez, 5 picks. Good for him. He's doing his thing. I mean, nobody else really worth mentioning other than Drew Sanders. So still 120 tackles for him, 5 for loss, and 4 INTs. So another really good just defensive player, and that came out of this draft. Defensive player of the year goes to Jack Campbell. Good for him. You got the 49ers winning, so you know, nothing you could really do about that. But Jack Campbell is your defensive player of the year. Wow, Bryce Young is a 92 overall. Doesn't quite play like it, but at 26, 92 at superstar development, doing something right. And then Jonathan Mingo's at 80, leading this one right here, and Tyler Scott. So that's exactly what I was going to go do. I was going to go look around the league for guys that may or may not have switched teams. And as you see for the Ravens here, there's no more Zay Flowers. Interesting. Let's go see if we can find Tank Dell actually working out for the Saints. So that's insane. You get Chris Olave and Tank Dell. That could be a fun duo. Jackson Smith and Jigba still here. He's being featured quite heavily. If I had to guess, this season might be something to watch out for, as he might roll up and roll through, if you know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm saying, actually. On A-Chain, by the way, up to 97. I think he started at 95 speed, so really good for him. 89 overall at still 25 years of age, so good for him. He's got a superstar development backup behind him, though. It's kind of worrying. Bijan at a 99, already at 25, so really good for him. He might regress, or he might start regressing soon, because I did mess with the sliders just to see how they kind of worked out. But other than that, I mean, these guys look really good. Jameer should be the best in his team by a long shot. I'm going to be really surprised if he isn't. I see he's injured, though, so a little unfortunate there for him. Zach Charbonnet, leading running back now for our Panthers. Interesting. Tyjae Spears is definitely starting now for the Titans, too, at an 83 overall, so not great, but I'm still going to check up on quarterback situations, as, yeah, Titans, same thing with Will Levis. Oh, wonderful. That's just what you need. 2 Ohio State quarterbacks just chilling. Justin Fields and CJ Stroud. Which one will start? This is so stupid. Welcome to Madden. Anthony Richardson is up to an 84 overall at 26 years old. Still a freak-ass athlete, so just cycling through, seeing if anything changed. Marvin Mims actually up to an 83, if I had to guess, overall with morale, so that's, you know, boosted for the moment, or at the moment. Sterling Shepard still in the league is crazy. Still looking for Zay Flowers, actually, so we'll see if we can find him somewhere. Rashee Rice, by the way, 27, so a little bit older, but 90 overall. Still got that superstar development with KJ Hamler still sitting behind him. Got some random generated guy over here. Josh Downs at an 81. Yeah, are we ever gonna... Oh, wait, I just saw Marino Cropper as well, up to a 76. Good for him. He's starting to progress well in this, so that's pretty cool. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek are still here somehow. Is that Jarvis Landry? There's no freaking way. Julie, okay. I was gonna say. And Zay Flowers is on the fast track to being Jags receiver 1 after this year. If Christian Kirk faces a little bit of regression and Zay Flowers can still progress, it's 26 overall. 26 years old at an 86 overall. I don't even know what's happening anymore. My tongue just can't take. Pause. Raiders Michael Mayer just stayed around the same place. I love Chigozie Okonkwo, by the way, but Tucker Kraft's here. You know, we can keep looking around here, but I don't think we'll see too much tight end movement. Well, actually, here's some Schoonmaker at Superstar Development, so must have had a really good year with someone in his time, or his tenure. And then Sam Laporte is the starting tight end for the Colts with Elijah Higgins behind him. Dalton Kincaid is now a Washington Commander. Didn't really get time behind Dawson Knox in Madden, at least. It will happen in real life. I promise you that. So yeah, I mean, we'll keep going down the line, but that looks like the team. So yeah, Anthony Richardson leads the rookies with 3,700 yards, 27, and still keeping up the INTs. Looks like he has not worked every cork out of his game. Bryce Young, 3,600 yards to 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Really good stuff from him. Will Levis still hanging on. A lot more interceptions this year than last. And CJ Stroud did start. These are really low numbers if he started, because that's crazy. But we'll head into rushing here. Hopefully Bijan did quite some damage. He didn't. He still didn't. Devin A-Chain here. Are we serious? We not see... Where is he? Where'd the guy go? Bijan, there he is. Just over 1,000 still, so it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. This has really been a bummer of a video. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping to see a lot better stuff from everyone. Rashee Rice, 1,200 yards, leads the rookies, or leads the draft class. Josh Downs just over 1,000 for his first time. Quentin Johnson over 1,000, I think, for his first time. Tank Dell just over 1,000 for, I think, his first time. This is what I was looking for earlier in the rebuild. Not rebuild. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I was hoping for this earlier in the video, not the fucking rebuild. Jordan Addison over 1,000 as well. So these guys are really starting to come on. Maybe we can do another year. Am I feeling that good? Sure, let's say I am. Yeah, Marvin Mims stepping up into a bigger role anyways as well. Still looking for, I mean, Jonathan Mingo, cool, but Zay Flowers needs to freaking produce. I called it early in the video. I cannot seem to be right with anything that goes on today. Yeah, still none. So unfortunate. Marte Mapu, someone from our draft class, led the league in tackles. TFLs will look for someone. Brian Brzee, good, got ours there. And then we'll go down this as well, look for someone. And if I had to guess, it's going to be BJ Ojolari with 8 sacks. So good for him. And then we'll go down this category, see until we find someone from our draft class as well. Keep going, keep going. Can we find someone now? Please let it happen. Just let it happen. You know, it'd be really cool to see freaking Darius Rush, one of my favorite players ever, to be in here. Leo Chanel, not ours. That's a year early. Oh my lord. You know what, screw it, I'm done. Carolina in the playoffs. I'm curious to see what Bryce Young did this season, because it seems like he has to go over 3,700 yards. Wow, 4,000. It's for them to get in the playoffs. Like, anything under that is not going to qualify them for the playoffs. So a little unfortunate, but we did see a good season out of him. So Bryce Young actually top 10 in the NFL, I think, 4,000 yards. So really good for him, leading guys, you know, like Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson. CJ Stroud, 3,600 yards. Looks like they might have gotten a new OC in there, someone to fix that system up for him. And Justin Fields left, so that's pretty good. You keep scrolling down. Anthony Richardson lowered the interception, but at what cost? He generated no yards. Pretty much, it's pretty low. Last in the NFL, basically. And we'll go to rushing over here. Hope for a big season from Mr. Bijan. He did. And Hatchet is crazy, but 307, 1,600, 5.3 per carry is really good. So good stuff there. And Zach Charbonnet doing what he needs to do. Really good for him. Tyjae Spears, 1,100 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 1,000. So these guys are really starting to break out and do well. So it is kind of funny how it kind of works, but it is what it is. You can't really, stop and, hope these guys do more and more every year, but, things open up and in the game, and Jonathan Mingo, holy shit, almost 1,500 yards, second leading receiver in the league. Really good numbers from him. Just a little bit down the board goes Rashee Rice, back to back with Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then we keep going. Tank Dell's back up in here. Quentin Johnston over 1,000 again, and then we get into some auto-generated guys, and then Zay Flowers over 1,000 yards. Saw that coming, and I thought I saw Addison, but that wasn't him. Tyler Scott working into a good role with the Buffalo Bills, and he might be a little too old now to really shine, but at least he's getting some sort of recognition at this point. 900 yards, looks like he's the third best receiver. KJ Osborne had a little bit more than he did. Rashad Bateman, not someone worth mentioning. Don't know why his name just came out of my mouth, but is what it is. We'll keep going down, find the next one, and then Jaden Reed, actually. So good for him. He's been putting up okay numbers. I want to see what he's at. So only star development at an 83 overall, 28 years old, probably just around done developing. So good for him, had a good career. But that'll do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all down below. Go watch any of my past content. It seems like my video that I posted before, this one's kind of busting. Not busting, it is kind of flopping. Don't know why busting came out of my mouth. This is too much rambling on. I'll see you guys next time.